guys, I'm finally heading down to Atlanta. It is time to go to Salt Lake and then Arches National Park. I'm gonna do 2 days there, 4 days in Canyonlands, and then 4 days in Capitol Reef National Park. So yeah, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this trip with a lot of anticipation, so let's get going. All right. It is exactly 4 a.m. I am at my campground. I just set up my tent because they have a rule that if you're not occupying it by 10 a.m. the day after your first day, they'll give it to someone else. So I threw my tent in there. I'm now going to sleep 2 hours in the car and then head out to Arches National Park before the timed entry requirement. 7 o'clock. So yeah, going to be interesting. I'm exhausted. I was getting a little loopy on the drive here. I don't even want to say the things I was just talking about. It was nuts. So yeah, anyways, all right guys, over and out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Arches National Park. Let's get to it. We're in like the 5th car in line at 6:45 in the morning. Not bad. Off in the distance, that is the Sal Mountains. The first hike for this trip was Park Avenue Trail close to the entrance of Arches National Park in the Courthouse Towers area of Arches. From the trailhead, the trail descends into a spectacular canyon, passing steep cliffs, arches, balanced rocks, and continues down a wash to Courthouse Towers with stunning views along the way. This trail is approximately a 2-mile out and back hike. So guys, here I'm at Arches National Park, hiking Park Avenue, and just wanted to tell you a little bit about Arches National Park. It is in Utah. It's about 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours southeast of Salt Lake City, or 10 miles north of Moab. It's the east of the very imposing Sal Mountains, which are 13,000 feet, or just shy of 13,000 feet. Arches is southwest of Dead Horse and Canyonlands. Arches is part of the Colorado Plateau, which is this large 130,000 square mile uplifted plateau which is high desert plateau as well. That is the size of the country of Finland. Just imagine the forces necessary to lift up that much earth to create this plateau. And Arches is part of and near the heart of the Four Corners area of New Mexico, Utah, obviously, Arizona, and Colorado. So I wanted to talk about why you should come to Arches and what makes Arches unique, and kind of describe Arches for you a little bit. And one of the first reasons is what everyone knows it for, which is that this park has the densest concentration of arches anywhere in the world. So this park has over 2,000 arches, which is crazy to think. And some of them are being destroyed with time. They've collapsed. I know one collapsed in the 1990s, I want to say 98 or 99, and then another one collapsed in 2008. So it's a reminder, this is not going to be here forever. Beyond the arches, you have hundreds of pinnacles. You have rock fins. You have balanced rocks. Just in this little area, you have all of those. Arches is called a red rock wonderland, and you can see why. Everywhere you look, such vibrant colors. What makes Arches also unique is that it's in the center of the Colorado Plateau, right in the heart of it, which is a high desert plateau that was uplifted many millions of years ago, 60 plus. So that used to be an arch connecting right there to right there that fell off. At least possibly. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's a little baby arch forming. Very cool. That is the organ. And those three little spires are, I think, the three gossips, but I'm not 100% sure. The purpose of Arches National Park is to protect extraordinary examples of geological features, including arches, natural bridges, windows, spires, and balanced rocks, as well as other features of geological, historical, scientific interest, and an opportunity to preserve that for future generations to enjoy. So it's crazy to think, after the major uplift that happened so many years ago, 65 million years, water has been slowly carving away at these rocks for millions of years. It's crazy. So Arches actually gets a decent amount of rain. I think it gets 9 or 10 inches of rain every year. It's not bad for a high desert. Alright guys, so I figured I'd tell you a little bit more about Arches National Park during this beautiful morning hike. I'm just taking my time strolling through here. This. How cool. So yeah, Arches National Park, the entrance, there's one main entrance, and it's off of US Highway 191. The park has about 28 miles of scenic paved road from the park entrance to Devil's Garden. It's about 18 miles. And the park has, off of that main park, 2 additional roads to the windows, a different area of the park, and then you also have a road to Delicate Arch in that area, including Wolf's Ranch, I believe. So the park also has a long dirt road you could travel on. It's a little rough, but I'd say your standard SUV could probably handle it, and definitely your high clearance SUVs will do it. And I don't know, it's about 12 to 15 miles to the very northwest portion of the park. I think that area is called Klondike Bluffs, and it's a very remote area that very few people go to, so I might try to check it out this trip. And yeah, it goes through Salt Valley, so it's pretty through there, so I might give that a shot. So yeah, that's the entrance to Arches, and also the road system through Arches. So there is an entry fee for Arches National Park. It's $30 for one vehicle, and it's good for 7 days. You can reserve them in advance on recreation.gov, but that's not required. Arches National Park does have a permit system for certain activities. If you're going to go backpacking in one of the 4 designated backcountry campsites, you need a permit for that. That must be reserved in person in the office building in Moab. If you want to do the Fiery Furnace Trail, that is also permitted. You need to get a permit for that. Arches has adopted a timed entry program from April 1st to October 1st, so you have to reserve that online on recreation.gov beforehand. Or if you want to get here before 7 a.m. or after 4 p.m., no timed entries required. Yeah, that's how to get into the park. All right, over and out. Is that right there, Park Avenue Arch? Or am I going to find it somewhere else? It's going to be embarrassing when I turn the corner and there's a big arch that I missed on the way down. That's why Outbacks are great. You catch things differently on the way back. And I've really slowed down my hiking on this section. It's just beautiful. I don't have huge miles today, so I am just going to take my time and slowly meander my way everywhere. All right, over and out. So I just left Sal Viewpoint. Sal Mountains are covered in snow and clouds, so it's difficult to see them. But it's a cool little viewpoint, so definitely check it out. Then after this, I am going to the Petrified Sand Dunes Viewpoints.
second hike of this trip was Balanced Rock, a short 0.3 mile loop trail around Balanced Rock, which is a 3,500 ton boulder perched on a spire. This trail is off Main Park Road just before the window section of Arches National Park. So guys, I'm at Panorama Point. Let me show you what I'm looking at. That right there is Fiery Furnace. Be hiking in there tomorrow. I got a permit luckily, so that's pretty cool. What's up guys? I am at Salt Valley Overlook. And just the Sal Mountains just keep staring at me. I wish I had done a little bit more research about them and see if that's something I could hike. I mean, they're covered in snow. I think it comes off. I'll take a picture, but yeah, 13,000 feet, just under. I'm not sure I have quite the gear for that. But yeah, they're just gorgeous. Sometimes they're in the clouds, sometimes it clears up and you can see the mountains. And I think that's Fiery Furnace, or that right there, that whole thing is Fiery Furnace. So I want to talk a little bit more what the weather is and what you could expect at Arches National Park. So the best time to visit Arches National Park is definitely April and October. Typically, you'll have highs in the 70s and lows in the 40s. I'm here April 18th and the high is only going to be 57. But we did have a cold snap come through here that deposited some snow off. So those are the two best months, April and October. If you can't come in those 2 months, come in May or September. The highs are in the 80s and the lows are in the 50s. So it's starting to get hot, but not too hot. And the lows are definitely coming up, so it's a more comfortable night. The third best time is probably to come in March. The highs are in the 60s, the lows are in the 30s, so you do have to deal with the cold a bit, but the temperatures during the day aren't too hot, so you could enjoy hiking. The fourth best time to come to Arches National Park is June and July. It's going to be hot. The highs in the 90s and the lows are in the 60s. The worst time to come to Arches National Park for most people would probably be December through February. The highs there are in the 40s at best, and the lows are in the 20s. It's probably just a little too cold for most people. But yeah, that's the weather you could expect. And you could imagine during those best months is when the most people will come here. The third hike was Devil's Garden Trail, an 8.3 mile trail in the northern portion of Arches National Park at the end of the scenic road. It is by far the best, longest, and most challenging hike in Arches. It features numerous arches, including the longest natural arch, Landscape Arch. The trail features mild bouldering, fins, and fin walking, a truly stunning hike. Arches National Park was created on November 12, 1971 by President Richard Nixon. It was our 34th national park. Arches National Park is the 44th largest national park by size, with 76,677 acres, or about 120 square miles. It is by far the smallest national park in Utah. Arches National Park is the 21st most visited national park in the United States, with just over 1.5 million visitors per year. It is the third most visited national park in Utah, and on the screen you see the breakdown of visitors per month. Arch, you glad you came? Oh God, shoot me. Okay. Just hiking along Devil's Garden trail system. This is by far the best trail in Arches National Park. And it might mix in too much, but right there, right on top of my finger, is Landscape Arch. So you can see it well before you get there. Ah, this is beautiful. So while I'm hiking Devil's Garden, I figured we'd talk a little bit more about Arches National Park. So we're going to talk about the visitor center, the range of programs they offer, where you can get food, gas, take showers, and do laundry. So Arches National Park has one visitor center almost immediately upon the entering. It is a pretty nice visitor center. It has park information, obviously, rangers that you can speak to, a park store, water, bathrooms, exhibits, and an auditorium, I think, to play a video. And there are, especially starting in May through I think October, there are almost daily ranger programs, whether they're talks, walks, fiery furnace walks, night programs, evening programs. So always stop by the visitor center, see what you could check out. So within Arches National Park, there's no food, no laundry, no showers, no gas. However, there are two gas options just north of Arches National Park. So if you're coming down from Salt Lake City, there's a Chevron, and there's also Moab just south of that. Moab's a pretty decent town, so you get food there, gas obviously. You can pay $12 to go to the aquatic center there and gym and take a shower and get a gym workout if you want. And I'm sure there's laundry options in Moab as well. So yeah, That's where you could do some of the essentials. Oh, finally. Obviously, Moab has grocery stores where you could resupply on food and get whatever you need. And there's outfitters. You know, Moab is a biking epicenter, so there's a lot of gear stores there as well that you can get gear that you're missing. Like for me, I forgot to pick up a fuel canister. So hopefully after this, I'm gonna go to Moab and get me a fuel canister so I could eat. Anyways, over and out. Best picture of rock fins that I found in a row from the side. I gotta ask a ranger what's the difference between a rock fin and a spire or a pinnacle. I think we come around this bend. Are those spires? Those pinnacles? Are those rock fins? I had a feeling the one I showed earlier was rock fins. I think some of these might be spires, but I don't know. Actually, they might be rock fins too. Alright, over now. Really cool. Slightly technical there. I had a little pool of water with some sticks on the ground, and that was a trip. Almost went into the drink, but I didn't. All right. I wouldn't mind trekking poles in this section. And you probably won't die from that fall, but you're not gonna have a good day. That's for sure. Nope, I'm on trail. I saw a little blue marker there. I thought I was off for a second. Where is this gonna go? I wonder. Like, seriously, where? There's a technical portion of this trail. It's like borderline rock climbing. And I hit my knee so hard and it hurts so bad. Oh my God. scared me on that ridge with all that wind. And I said, that trail is for the fucking goats. Holy crap. Got my knee. I wasn't rock climbing, but it's like really steep, slick rock. And yeah, I tried to climb up, slipped, tried to use my knee to keep me from falling, and my knee is killing me. It is, by the way, snowing in Arches National Park. How cool. Skyline Arch Trail was the fourth and final hike of the day. Alright guys, it's day 2 in Arches National Park. I somehow slept in. I did miss a sunrise hike, but everything's okay. I still get to do Fiery Furnace, and I'll be able to say I did almost every inch of all the trails in Arches National Park by the end of today. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's get going. The first hike of day 2 was Windows Trail. It is a 1.3 mile loop trail around 2 huge arches, the South and North Arch as well as Tourette Arch. Tourette Arch. This place reminds me a little bit about Mars. How cool is this? I'm on the primitive trail behind the arch. Everyone goes to the front and leaves. And they should really try to do this back portion too. It's quite nice. Wow. Hiking into Fiery Furnace. This is a wilderness area, the only wilderness area in Arches that they allow hiking, but they heavily regulate it. I think only about 70 people a day max can hike in here. And I was lucky enough to get one of the permits. So yeah, let's go into it. is not a record while you do it hike. Alright, trail goes up there. This place is nuts. I don't know if my knee can handle it. It started screaming. So the trail goes that way. There's a little viewpoint at this dead end. We'll go check that out first. Look at this place. The sheerness of these walls comes off. Oh, cool. See that rock? Imagine that won't be there forever. It's already hanging off. I'm gonna trust today is not the day that it will fall, because I'm going right under it. Truly the only place in this national park that I've had peace and quiet. Not a soul. I think there's only one or two other people with a permit here right now. This is beautiful. I should not be doing this on my knee, but here I am. I'm only showing the easy portions because sketchy portions are a little too scary. And this place is a maze. It's so easy to just get lost. This third time in like half a mile, walked into a dead end and I was like, huh, I guess the trail doesn't go through here. Yeah, like, does it continue that way? Does it go up that way? Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm hiking through. Alright, over and out. This trail is not fat people accessible. Oh lordy, I'm gonna die here. This trail was a fail. I got to a place where I just couldn't climb up. I learned I'm going backwards from the popular way, and I see why. I'm sure there are people who could get up that, but I couldn't. I saw people sliding down without a problem. Yeah, fun times. But it is beautiful. I got away from people. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy it for a bit. I've been too anxious while hiking this, while finding the trail. Where is the trail? Am I still on the trail? Can I do the trail? Rock climbing. Okay, let me not exaggerate. Some scrambling, which I'm not that good at. With a bad knee, it's even worse. Yeah. I'm gonna try to go the other way. A little bit on the other side of the trail and see if it's a little easier, just so I could see a little more. But that was a dead end for me. There was no way. Yeah. Anyways, guys, where does the trail go? If you guessed everywhere, you're right. This trail is everywhere. Anyways, I'm gonna take 5 minutes and enjoy this. Over and out. Alright guys, so when I saw how close I was to finishing the trail, I just decided to go the other way in the loop. I'm gonna find that rock that stumped me, touch it, and just come back. So I've done finding fire furnace twice. Route finding here, it is quite tricky. How easy it is to just get lost. It's nuts. If I didn't have a GPS, I'd be dead. And I don't think that's a joke either. So I took a picture of Sand Arch and now I'm on Broken Arch Trail. Just walking through a red rock desert. How cool. Man, this place must be brutal in the summer. Holy crap. It's in the 50s, and I'm feeling it. Maybe 60s. Ooh. Yeah. So if you do Sand Dune to Tapestry, don't do an out and back. There's a way you could walk through a campsite and then you come down this other trail that will connect eventually to you back to the car. But yeah, this one's much more fun. You go between this little slot canyon, if I could call it that. It's really fun. But the sun's starting to get to me. I didn't bring water on this one, so I'm just gonna chill for a bit. I will never get tired of seeing the snow-covered peaks of the Sal Mountains. Loop of the lollipop loop is done. Now just back to the car. It is.